Ladies and gentlemen, when they actually admit their criminal behavior, when they admit working within their own realm of their own world, they actually admit it. Democrats, liberals, people who you'd think, many progressives, people who you'd think would be up in arms that unelected officials are dictating the course of the future of U.S. foreign policy and American society. One would think that people on the left would be absolutely against this. Now, of course, you'll hear the immediate rebuttal, well, we are. No, not really. The orange monster is the one who's battling this. The Democrats are utilizing this. John Brennan is essentially under criminal investigation by John Durham. His agency is under criminal investigation. Well, I should say his role in investigating Trump is part of a criminal probe. John Durham's probe, William Barr. But this is CNN. Very interesting. CNN Justice Report, troubling to probe CIA. Why? Why would it be troubling to probe any government agency? I mean, if this is not state news, if this is not state-run media, I don't know what is. If Brennan worked for Trump, they would then say, please probe that agency. But he worked for Comey and Strzok and McCabe and Clapper, or they worked for him, and he did the bidding of Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Muumuu. Who's going to levitate again and run? Hillary Clinton's running again in 2020, just 5 months. And I will tell you every day for 5 months, they're not going with Biden. Anyway, listen to this. This is very, very interesting. And we'll break this down because it's pretty unbelievable.
CIA officers as they review this Russia investigation, which is...
It's troubling because, it's not... You don't do this. The CIA kind of operates in their own world.
You don't do this? Who doesn't do this? Who doesn't do this? Trump does this. You do this. I do this. Tom Fitton does this. John Solomon does this. Paul Sperry, Dan Bongino, Victoria Tenzing, Joe DeGeneva, Kimberly Strassel, Sarah Carter, Black Conservative Patriot. Lots of people do this. Who doesn't do this? You don't do this. You don't do this. The Wizard of Oz. You don't pull the curtain. It's a government agency. I have more respect. I have more respect for the United States Postal Service. I swear to God, I have a lot more. Because you know what? Without a postal service, and I'm not talking about email, you pull the plug, no energy source, done. Without the USPS, every country has to have United States Postal Service, every country forever. I mean, this is like a functioning state must have a postal service. A functioning, free, democratic state cannot run without a postal service where you can actually write a letter or ship a package. And we're not talking about Madam Cyberhack Hillary Clinton shipping a laptop in the mail according to the Daily Beast. UPS, FedEx, whatever. No, apparently it was USPS. It didn't happen, but they said it did. The FBI believed it. Fine. She literally shipped an actual laptop full of 60,000 of her emails prior to retroactive classification, prior to when we found out she had SAP intel and top secret intelligence. She shipped it in the mail, no problem. They're not talking about it now. The Golden Muumuu can do anything, say anything, behave in any manner, overt criminal activity, no problem. But anyway, I have a lot more respect for the people at the United States Postal Service than I do at John Brennan's agency, many of whom are good people. But this CNN country, you don't do this. You don't do this. You know what? We do this. We do this. We do this. You don't do this.
You don't do this. The
we do this.
CIA kind of operates in their own world.
That's why you should probably do this. That's why John Durham and William Barr should ensure that a government agency that our tax dollars go to, That's why President Trump is a good president. That's why the true authoritarian liberals who worship state power only when it bolsters their viewpoints. That's why these people, CNN, MSNBC, people on the left, MSNBC signed John Brennan, who, by the way, might have committed crimes in addition to U.S. Code 18371. I talk about that in my Federalist article for Comey, Strzok, McKay, but it also applies to Brennan. But they're investigating why Brennan was utilizing the Steele dossier when it was completely and utterly a bunch of nonsense and garbage. Nothing in the Steele dossier. Nothing. And they don't care. There's a PolitiFact or a fact-checked article. They find some professor, left-leaning professor in a law school. Well, a dossier, opposition research is different from a foreign nation coming to give you dirt. What? It's worse. How do you... Okay, a foreign nation is not going to, tell the ambassador, hey, here's a pile of dirt on Hillary. That's not the way it works. Actually, the way it works is what Clinton did. She purchased a dossier by funneling money through her law firm that was compiled with an active Russian intelligence officer, according to Vanity Fair, actually according to the Steele dossier. These are the sources. They're okay with that. That is exactly what they state is dirt on Hillary, or dirt from a foreign power. They're okay with it. But let's listen. This is unbelievable.
Because, it's not, you don't do this.
You do this. You do this.
The CIA kind of operates in their own world.
That's why you do this.
And for the Department of Justice to begin questioning CIA agents, people who work there, their actions and stuff, questioning their work.
We're questioning their work? You know whose work was questioned? President Trump for 2 years when they fabricated and set him up. And now it's the big payback, like James Brown. Sorry. This reverence, where does this reverence come? Like, the American spirit is being broken down by disgruntled, hate-filled, angry, pathetic imbeciles on the left. The American spirit is that you question clandestine spy agencies. You question them. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, haven't always exemplified that, obviously under the Bush administration, then under the Obama administration, and in prior administrations. They've run rampant. These unelected officials have their own club, and they've done their own things. Since the beginning of all of these spy agencies and law, these agencies have had their own club. And they work as almost like a Praetorian Guard for leaders in power. Fine. Sometimes they do work that's good. Every country needs an intelligence community. It's true. You have to have these agencies. But when they become too powerful and they circumvent, Brennan and Clapper literally committed perjury, both of them. Literally. And they got away with it. Literally committed perjury. Excuse me. And they got away with it. But let's continue.
For me, I think what all of this comes down to is the former CIA director, John Brennan. And I know the president obviously has been very unhappy with the way John Brennan has behaved since he left office. And so I think it goes all back to that he's very concerned about some of the information and how some of the information that the CIA had really may not have been stood up. They couldn't really verify a lot of the information. And the CIA, certainly John Brennan, was sounding a lot of alarms to members of Congress.
He was signed by MSNBC. Hello. He called Trump. He stated Trump engaged in treasonous activity. MSNBC, Trump is dangerous to our nation. Brennan, August 14, 2018. He's all over the place. He's probably been on almost as much as Adam Schiff. The guy is, you might as well have Debbie Wasserman Schultz How many Debbie Wasserman Schultzes are there? They're extensions of the Democratic Party. I want to introduce you to my extension. It's John O'Brennan. What's up? Let's continue.
Saying something's going on here. I know he was talking to people at the FBI at the time, concerned that something was going on. But what we're seeing from the Attorney General right now is that he's saying, well, they were acting on a lot of information that he's concerned was not verified, there was no there. And
yeah, there was no there. Not only was there no there, it was a setup. They framed Trump. This is like, a Charles Bronson movie, or like, those old, like Chuck Norris and Charles Bronson, or 80s films. They set up the 70s and 80s films. Like they set up the, the cop or the, or it's like also Harrison Ford. They set up the main character, the protagonist. And then he eventually gets retribution. That's what the story is about, usually in these films. That's exactly what took place with Trump. But you don't do this. Yeah, you do this. Yeah, you do this. Yeah, you do this. You do this.
Perhaps they were overreacting and therefore caused other people to start reacting, like the FBI. And so we're in an extremely unprecedented time.
Yeah, thanks to Brennan and Comey and Clapper and everybody else who set up Trump.
In terms of when you have Department of Justice officials now questioning CIA agents and analysts.
Oh my God. They're questioning their wonderful track record from the Gulf of Tonkin to Facebook ads. Tell me what they've been right about. Oh, that's horrible. Like I said, you do need an intelligence community. You need intelligence agencies. But when they become extensions of political parties, when they become extensions of Bill Clinton, I feel your pain. You want to feel my extension? When they become extensions of political parties, big problem. Sorry, gotta question them. Sorry, some people can go to jail. Sorry, some people should be indicted. Now, they got away with perjury. John Brennan spied on Obama's Senate. Said he didn't, got away with perjury. James Clapper said the NSA doesn't spy on Americans. Then, like a month later, Snowden came out with his revelations, or a couple months later, and yeah, he lied under oath. These people were under oath. They act with impunity, like Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Moo, not as bad as she. I mean, she had servers outside the U.S. government, which very likely they knew about. Almost certainly, like I explained in But Her Top Secret emails on Amazon, but her deleted emails on Amazon, I assume people in the U.S. government have already read those emails. I mean, those books that I've written on Amazon. But it's almost certain the NSA, because the NSA had to meet with Cheryl Mills to explain to her that, we're not going to give Clinton a new BlackBerry. Sorry. Kind of against protocol. You know what I mean? But let's continue.
Just one other point, the FBI, the Inspector General, is doing its own review of the way they conduct it, so that's being done separately. But this is really
Yeah, want to know why it's unprecedented? Because people are going to get indicted. This reverence, they love only the portion that the only aspect of government they love are the agencies or the officials that back their political propaganda. If it's President Trump, if it's William Barr, so let's take a tally. Let's look. Executive branch, bad. Department of Justice, bad. William Barr, no, bad. President Trump, orange monster. John Durham, who is he and bad? Devin Nunes, Congress, those Republicans, bad. Jim Jordan, bad. Well, what about the media? Oh, yeah, Judicial Watch and everybody I mentioned, John Solomon, Sarah Carter, all of these people are wonderful people. They're part of the media. But you know what? It's all about CNN and MSNBC and New York Times and the Washington Post. And any critique of them, it's, oh my God, free press. Free press that just happens to coincide with everything that DNC says. We're going to look back at this time period. And when people are indicted, and they will be, because they committed crimes. That's why. It's so obvious. If you watch this channel, I've been saying the same thing for 2 years plus when all of this went down with the Mueller probe. And even prior to that, the second I heard about the Steele dossier, I was like, this is complete nonsense. They have something on Trump. Oh my, Trump is not the guy to worry about a tape of him or even dirt on him. Like I said, if anyone ever had, tried to blackmail me, like, we have a video, we have footage of H.A. Goodman and farm animals. I'm like, you know what? Just send it. It's an obvious joke. But I don't care. Go ahead. I don't care. Whatever. If Paris Hilton and the Kardashians can start, it's all good. Maybe I'll make more money. No problem. Go ahead. Yeah. Me and Betsy. It's put it up. Spark up the VHS and have fun. Oh my God, H.A. What? You totally disappoint us. Sorry, I wasn't going to pay the $50 they wanted. Give us $50, H.A. Goodman, and we won't disperse the tape. I'm not going to give you $50, so just go ahead and do it. Me and the farm animals. I don't care. There's no so like Trump is the same way. That was an obvious joke. No, obvious joke. Trump's the same way. If Trump had a video of him and farm animals, do you think he'd be like, oh no, oh my God? He'd be like, look, you know what? We're gonna we're gonna have a petting zoo, this Trump petting zoo, and it's gonna be the tape's gonna inspire that, and it'll be big, and we'll make money from it. He would find some way. There's certain people that, like, you don't look. He won the presidency with the Access Hollywood tape. That is the type of thing that you would see in like these like these movies, hilarious movies where like somebody's running for president, it's a comedy, and they get this like horrible tape of them, and you'd be like, oh my God, that would never happen in real life. That would never happen, and it did, and he won. He won, and it was the craziest statement, but he still won. Because people were like, yeah, that's a bizarre, really weird statement with Trump. I mean, I wonder if he actually did that, nobody ever accused him of that specific act. But anyway, and then the left is so deranged. It's like unhinged. They're like, he admitted it was a deposition. He admitted to assault. It's like, no, he didn't admit to anything. You only believe what you want to believe. They're like, he never says the truth, but he says the truth on a hot mic. Like, which one is it? Their propaganda's all over the place. But he still won. So this whole like cloak and dagger nonsense, nobody believes it. It's a poorly written spy novel. The Russians hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, and then they used Facebook ads to hurt poor Hillary Clinton. This is our democracy at stake. No, it's not. No, it's not. No one cares. Did you see how he acted at Helsinki with Putin? Yeah, what do you want? A new Cold War? Because you lost the election? Because people knew you cheated Bernie? Who then became an extension of you? Bernie Sanders is now an extension of Bill Clinton. How do you like them apples? How do you like them apples? It's unbelievable. And they feign such reverence and such indignation and outrage, and nobody cares anymore. The outrage shtick is about to just... That's why I say Madam Cyberhack, the Golden Amumu, is running again, all of this, and when she runs again, everything I've been saying will be vindicated. It's already been vindicated, but everything I was saying on the left, especially when I was on the left before I became a Trump supporter, everything I was saying, look, it's all comes from two people. And they're like, no, why are you focusing on it? It's like they believe, they think, it's so adorable. They think they have their own little, like, political, ideology and political party. And no, they cheated Bernie Sanders. They blamed Russia. They completely inoculated themselves from any responsibility. And nobody, it's an overt setup, and they frame Trump in the most transparent manner. And still they're like, oh gosh, American democracy. We have to trust Brennan. He's being investigated right now. But anyway, the CNN contributor was like, we don't do this. Yeah, we do this. We do this. We do this. Give me your thoughts below. Ladies and gentlemen, this channel's moving. Thank you so very much for sharing the segments. And check out my latest Federalist article that was shared by Rush Limbaugh and discussed by Rush Limbaugh. His segment where he talks about my article, that is below. If you want to support my voice long term, my Patreon is below as well. Thank you.